Mark's an AQHA professional horseman. He's been in the industry since 1982. He has been a professional horseman for 18 years at this point. And after decades of success operating Gwynn Training Center, man, Karen made you sound old. After decades in Colorado, he and his family moved to Sheridan, Wyoming in 2021, where he has continued coaching and training with his daughter Lindsay, who is also an AQHA professional horseman. Mark holds an AQHA, an NVRHA, and an NRCHA judges cards. He's an NRHA money earner and has consistently produced AQHA, NSBA, NRHA World Show champions and national finalists. In 2019, Mark was elected by his peers to be the NRHA National Youth Coach of the Year. Please welcome your ranch riding clinician, Mark Gwynn.
Well, that was really nice, and some of it was probably true, but very, very nice of Laura to say that. And again, welcome you guys, all of you, to your own championship show. You know, it's a special thing that has been put on for you people to be able to show your horses at your level, and I think it's a spectacular idea. This is not a difficult thing, but I am going to give a demonstration first on how to make these green buckets work the best, okay? Really easy. You walk up. You put, no, you can't take my money. Put your money in the bucket. The ranch riding clinics have traditionally produced the most donations of any of the other riding pattern clinics, so we'd like to continue with that. I'm really fortunate tonight in that I have Mr. Cody Crow, who is a phenomenal horseman and horse trainer, has several world champions of his own, and has helped many people to get to that level, and he is going to show you how this is done. I'm just going to stand out here and make noise. So, the first thing, know your patterns, okay? We're going to start off with the small fry pattern. We're going to do the pattern, and I'll talk through it as Mr. Cody's going through it. Then we'll have questions, and then he'll run it one more time to make sure you all have it. The level 1 pattern and the rookie pattern look a lot alike, and there are some little changes that you have to be aware of. My recommendation, probably Cody's recommendation also, study the first pattern, make sure you have it, then get your second pattern after your first ride. I mean, I know my limitations, that's how I would do it. So, without going on and on, let's go ahead and start. You'll come in those gates or start about where there will be a start cone. You start off at the extended walk. Now you can see Cody turned, started up the pin, did not get on the wall. The judges are going to be sitting right down there on those black covered tables. You need to stay far enough off the wall that they don't have to stand up in their chairs and look around. Cody eased into a trot, maintaining a nice straight line, looks really good, cadence is good. Just as he approaches the corner, he's going to elevate into an extended trot. Notice, he is using his whole pin, as much of the pin as he can. Give these judges a chance to correctly evaluate your horse. Okay, now that's not going to happen to any of you guys, but then he comes off that extended trot, back to the trot. Note that all his transitions are smooth and seamless. He even eased into that jump right over there. Nobody even noticed it was going to happen. Trot around the corner, break to the walk. Give yourself enough room that your horse can get walking, get cadenced, get prepared to take these logs. Exit your log at least a horse length before you pick up the trot. Don't make it look like your horse just fell out the end of the logs and trotted off. Horse guides nicely, stays between the bridle reins, peeks straight out from the bridle, body's in line, stops, backs up, with quite a bit of authority. And then you're done. That's great. Well, except for that lift test. So, do we have any questions? Don't worry. If you're thinking of questions, somebody else is thinking of that same question, so ask it. Man, you're good. Do you have a question? Okay. Is this pretty clear? We're going to run it one more time in just a second. As long as we don't have any questions. Okay. Ready? Remember, it's an extended walk. As a showman, know your horse's strong points. Know their weak points. Show their strong points and ease through their weak points. That horse misstepped right there. Cody didn't let it show on his face. He just continued on through his pattern. Nice transition into a trot. Transition into an extended trot just before the corner. Using his pin very well. As you go about this, look for little markers on the wall. Where are you going to do your transition to the trot? Where are you going to do your transition to the extended trot? Where are you going to make your corners? The one constant are going to be these logs. They're going to be there. You have to base your pattern placement around these logs. Walk through those logs with a lot of confidence. Trot it off quietly. Stop and back. Anybody have questions now? Wow. You're making this really easy on me. Good job, Cody. All right, we're going to move on to the rookie. As soon as I find it. Okay, so the rookie pattern is going to start here to walk. You're going to walk around. In this area down here, you're going to pick up your trot. Up a horse length or two before the corner, you're going to load. You're going to extend the lope after you get past that corner, probably on the left side of that Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation sign. Extend around almost to where you're about even with these logs. Collect your lope. Lope 2 or 3 strides, break to a walk. Then you're going to stop. You're going to do a 180 either direction. You're going to walk, or hang on. Then you're going to trot out of that 180. Okay? Lope off, right lead. Or, yeah, lope off, right lead. Lope up around the corner. Break to an extended trot, trot around. You're going to be coming at your poles from this direction this time. You're going to break to a walk. You're going to walk your poles, trot down, around, cross, stop back. Okay, great. Like I said, right at first, know your pattern. Another extended walk. Nice transition into a trot. In this rookie pattern, right up here before the corner, you're going to transition into left lead, around the corner, then you're going to extend. You're going to extend around the top, down the side, like I said, approximately even with your poles. Doesn't have to be, but then you collect, 2 or 3 strides, break. Nice downward to a walk. Walking way down the pen, showing that his horse can walk. Does a 180, right or left, doesn't matter. Trots out. That's just a trot. It's not an extended trot. Just a trot. Then depart into the right lead. Makes a nice corner right there, breaks down to the extended trot. See how big and sweepy his corners and turns are? He divided this pen to where he's got part of it a lope, the other part of it a trot. Really good division of his pen. Walk across his logs and walk out. Now he's going to trot. Going to trot down, across, stop, and back. Again, he followed his line, the line he came in on. The judges could see him away from the wall there, stayed on the same line coming back. Very good pattern placement. So like right over there, Cody extended the trot out of that 180. And you know, if you look at this paper, just kind of look at it, you think it is an extended trot, please always read the instructions. It's not always drawn, and the drawing isn't always clear as to what you're supposed to do there, okay? So always read the instructions. They take precedence over the drawn pattern. Does that make sense? Do we have any questions about this pattern? Yes, ma'am. Now I need an official that will tell us that. If they do have you come in, there will be a start cone there, and one of the judges will have a flag. If not, they'll have you enter from the gate, and so you would just come in and start straight up through here, okay? I do not have that answer, but I will make sure that they address that in the meeting in the morning, their good morning meeting, so we'll make sure that that is covered. You're supposed to ask me questions I can answer. I forgot to tell you that. Any other questions? All right, we're going to run it again. Cody will come in and answer the question you just asked, so you can see it both ways. No start drum. So they're just going to come in like, okay, perfect. Another thing, Scott, are these logs going to stay in here for a while so people would ride them? So he extended up around the end there, the lope, collected his lope. He didn't run like his hair is on fire, but he did, you saw the legs on that horse extend, and then when he sat down and asked him to come back, that horse came back. There was a difference in the stride. It was really well done, very quietly done. Did his 180, trotted out there nicely. The thing I like about Cody is he goes through and he'll make a mistake the first time, and then he'll do it correctly the second time, so you can see what the difference is. They will leave the logs in here for a while tonight, so you can come in and practice your logs, practice getting your markers and your geographical location. Cody made a slight adjustment there right before his logs. Saw his horse was coming in going to be a little close. He adjusted him a little bit so he could take those logs. You know, just being there, being present is, you know what this is all about, right? Came around the corner, about straight across there. Stops nice and square and backs up. All right, any questions? Yes, ma'am. I'm going to have to come over here. But it's all right. Where what? Oh, is the meeting? It's out in front of the office every morning. Like about a half hour before the horse show starts. Tomorrow's the first day of the level 1, isn't it? I'm sorry. Right, yeah. Well, traditionally, there's been a meeting every morning just to get questions answered. We want to make sure that you guys are confident. Okay, so there's no meeting. There will be a text alert sent out every day. If you have more questions, please come to the office. That's what they're there for, right? They're there to help you on that. Right? Did I see somebody else there? Yes, ma'am. Okay, this is a great question. She asked, when you're coming from the extended trot to the walk, do you want to just get around the corner and break to a walk so you can show off your walk? Or do you want to show off your extended walk? My answer to that would be, I'm going to show off the gait that my horse has that I like the best, or that I'm certain is the best. So if he's a big time walker, I'm going to shut down a little early and I'm going to walk a little further. If he's a great trotter, I'm going to trot him up there and then break to a walk. I'm going to show as much trot as I can. We need more good questions like that. Yes, ma'am. Just a hint of a grab the ground with his feet. That is about as much as you can get away with. It would be really cool. I mean, he was probably a hard plus half, plus 1 on that. He could have been a 1.5 had he just broke from low to, and just those legs were swinging. Yes, ma'am. Now this walk in here is your extended walk, right? So you want these other walks, the walk to the logs and that walk down that side, that you'd like to have a little difference in what that looks like as opposed to this, if you can. Okay? So it's just like this trot and that extended trot. You'd like to have some difference in the leg, right? So kind of be thinking about that as you're trying to show your horse. Any other questions? I think it's written on here. It may not be written on here. But I can tell you that it's going to be between 26 and 30 inches. That's 26. Yes, ma'am. That was a measurement between the logs. Anybody else? These are good questions. All right, we're going to move on to the level 1 pattern. There's some changes. Again, you're going to walk. You're going to start from that gate. You're going to come in at the extended walk. Look at that walk. That's a great walk right there. Transition into the trot. This time, he's going to transition into the extended trot right as he gets in the corner. He's going to extend his trot around the top end of the pin. As he comes out of the other corner, he's going to transition into the left lead lope. Going to lope down here. Then he's going to break to a walk. Then he's going to do a 1.5 turn either direction. He'll lope out of there, right lead. He's going to extend his lope right now. And he's going to extend all the way around, down around this next loop, and he's going to break from an extended lope to an extended trot. This is a big transition. Boom. Doesn't get any better than that. Comes around. Can break to a walk right there. Give his horse plenty of time to see those logs. Assess what he's got to do. Take his logs, walk out of his logs. At least a horse length, right? Trot. Stop that. Very good, very good. All right. This has had to have been fun to watch. I mean, Cody does a fantastic job with his horses. Anybody have any questions on this one? Yes, ma'am. Okay, the question is, this lady says, now I know the way it's drawn, the lines can't overlap. Otherwise you couldn't even read this map, right? So, but the question was, do you want your trot all the way down along that fence? Basic rule of thumb is be at least 20 feet off the fence, okay? So when you come down here, you're going to be about 20 feet off that fence. Just like here, you're probably, probably almost 30 here just because you want the judges to see you. But you come down here, I mean, I wouldn't cut it right here, but Cody's probably pretty close to 20 right there, wouldn't you say? You can, yes ma'am. I'm going to tell you, like, us judges are not very smart. Now, I know these guys that are judging this week are way smarter than them, but give us time to evaluate what you're showing us, right? Make those, use your arena. Give us time to watch you do your thing, okay? Okay, now which one? You all have the same question? All right, the question was, when you do your turn over there, your 1.5, would I recommend you do it to the right because you're going to pick up your right lead? When I'm showing a horse, when I get him stopped, if he's leaning one way, I'm going to take that. I'm going to turn in the direction he's telling me he's thinking about turning. Cody and I were talking earlier, and he said that his horse turns around better to the right. So I knew when he went down there, he's going to turn to the right. So, really think about which way does my horse turn the best. And then if you get down there and he turns around best to the right, but he's got his body cocked like this, take your left turn. It's halfway there already, right? Just be there, be present for your horse. Yes, ma'am. Okay, the question was, when your pattern is complete and you're over there, and you're going to turn to make your exit, which way is going to look best? Turn towards the fence or turn away from the fence? I'm going to tell you, at that point in time, the way these folks run this horse show, they're so good at running this horse show, the judges are going to be looking at this next horse. They're not going to be worried about you because your pattern is done. They're either going to be looking at their scribe sheets, make sure everything's right. So I would stop, back up, then I would hesitate, then I would turn either way. Again, I wouldn't, like, if he's looking off this way, I wouldn't turn with it, You want, let me show till the end. It doesn't really matter. But good question. You don't want to be sitting there at the end of your pattern. I wonder what I'm supposed to do. Good. Anybody else? These are great questions. The question is, are the judges going to have a flag? I'm going to guess they will. You're going to have a great gate person, and there's going to be a judge down there with a flag. Because as we're judging it, like I could be done and ready, wave somebody in. If I haven't checked with my colleague, he could be just kind of doing some homework or, cleaning the house a little bit. So there will probably be a flag. Okay, the question was, do you have to be at the cone when they're at the end of the pattern? They are not going to have a cone set up. They will have a gate person right there. You will be in that little area. So they will tell you, and so as you're sitting there, that gate person's going to have you ready. And you just drive those judges and they'll wave you in, okay? Then you take a deep breath and then start your pattern, okay? Anybody else? All right. We're going to have Cody run this one more time. Both Cody and I would like to say thank you very much for your attention. Thank you for your good questions. And we hope you all do really well tomorrow. I guess it's not tomorrow, but when you show. Okay, so that horse kind of lifted up to step into the lope and stuff. Do not let that ruin your pattern. That is just a moment, just a tiny little speed bump, okay? Keep on, go forward. Think of your next maneuver. Very nice. Like that. Is that what you're talking about, that walk right there? He's extending up around the top end. This white horse has done a dozen patterns tonight, so, he's not going to run his legs off, but you can still see the extension of the leg a little bit there. Nice downward into his extended trot. If you are worried about your horse leaning on the fence, you can turn a tiny bit earlier. But again, you want to use a lot of pen, right? Very good. Can we have a big hand for Cody? He did a great job. Do we have any final questions? I love it when we get everything explained. I'm sorry. That was, no, not, I would like to see a little more extension. I sure as heck wouldn't have done any more than he did tonight, but earlier, he extended better earlier, right? So he's saved this horse. Okay, the question is, in ranch riding, when you come up and you go across your poles, if you tick a pole, is it a penalty? No, it is not a penalty. And this young lady said, now sometimes you look at your scorecard and there's a penalty. You know, what you have to do is remember there are other parts of that. You've got to walk to your logs, you've got to walk through your logs, you've got to walk away from your logs. You know, get your horse picked, you know, shuffle into a trot, make a one trot step deal. That's 1 point penalty. So, but no, it is not a penalty. It is, it affects your maneuver score. In the ranch trail, ticking along is a penalty. Anybody else? All right, remember the logs will be up for a while if y'all want to go play around on the logs. This is where they're going to be set for the pattern, okay? So, thank you again, everybody. Thanks for your attention. And definitely thanks for your donations to the Crisis Fund.